Welcome back to this exercise portion of this course on AutoCAD. In this lesson, we're going to build the same model that we did in our previous lesson, but I'm going to use solid primitives as the foundations of my geometry. Let's begin by taking a home view. Now I'll place a box. We'll make it 20 by 8. Enter, and the height 2 units. Let's create another box. I'll snap it to this corner. Now let's right-click, scroll to length. Make it 20 units. Tab, at 45 degrees. Enter. And we'll make it 8 units in this direction. Press Enter. The height, 2 units. And press Enter. Okay, I've ended up with both sides a little bit short, so let's extend them. We're going to use some support geometry to help us out. Place a first point and a second point of our line. Again. And right-click and Enter to close the line tool. Okay, let's select and delete them. The reason I did this is because I need this intersection point. Let's place another line. Between this point, now Shift, right-click, scroll up to Intersection, and this point here. Right-click and Enter to close the tool. Now I can use the midpoint of this line to create a line that's 20 units long. Let's select the midpoint, snap to it, ortho mode, 20 units, Enter, and one more line. This line is going to be 20 units, tab at 45 degrees. Press Enter to accept, right-click and Enter to close the tool. Now let's move a face. We'll move this face here. Activate the Move Faces command. Select the face to move. Right-click and Enter to finish the selection. Now select the base point and the destination point. Let's select this face now. Right-click and Enter to close the selection. Again, midpoint. Oops, I didn't get the first point. Let's press Escape. Activate the command again, Move Faces. Select the face to move, right-click and Enter. Now we select the base point, that'll be this midpoint, and the destination point. Escape to close the command. Okay, let's activate the cylinder primitive. Place the center point, snap to this midpoint, radius, and the height. And let's do the same on this side. Center point, radius, and height. Let's use the Solid Combine tool now. Window select our geometry. Right-click to finish the selection. And let's select our support geometry and delete it. Right-click to execute. Now I need to create a slot and a round hole. Let's use the box primitive first. We'll awaken the center of the arc at this end. Here's my first point. Let's create the dimensions as 10, tab by 2, Enter. The height doesn't matter as long as it goes through the solid. Let's activate the Move Faces command now. Select the face to move. Right-click to finish the selection. Now choose the base point. Next, the Move To point. And Escape to exit the tool. Let's activate the cylinder command now. Center point, radius, and the height. Let's create another cylinder. Center point, radius, and height. And one more cylinder. We'll awaken the center of this arc. Snap to it as our center point. Radius, let's say 2 units, press Enter, and the height doesn't matter as long as it goes all the way through. Now we're ready to use the Solid Subtract command. Let's activate the tool. First, we select the solid to subtract from, right-click. Now select the solids to subtract. Right-click to execute and close the tool. Now I need to create a groove over here. Let's learn how we can do this. Let's try using the slice command. Select the solid to slice. Now select 3 points to create a slicing plane. And our third point. Right-click and enter to close. Let's do the same thing on this side. Activate the slice command. Select the solid. Right-click to finish the selection. Now the 3 points of the slicing plane. First point, second point, and third point. And right-click and enter to finish. Okay, let's make a copy of this solid. I'm going to activate the 3D Move command. Select the solid. Right-click to finish the selection. Now the base point. I'm going to move it along the Z-axis. Press C for copy. Enter. Distance, let's say 1 unit. Press Enter. And press Escape to exit the tool. Now to better see what's going on, let's select and hide our solid. So with the object selected, right-click, scroll up to Isolate, and select Hide Objects. Now I'm going to need to move these 4 faces 1.5 units in. To get this done, let's create some support geometry. I'll toggle Dynamic UCS on. Now I'll mouse over this face to activate it. The face is active, so I'll select this edge. I'm going to toggle Ortho on as well. Distance, 1.5 units. Enter to accept. Let's place another line now. Activate the face. Now make the selection. This distance will be 1.5 as well, along the Y-axis. Right-click and enter to accept and close. Let's move the first face. Select this face. Right-click and enter to finish the selection. Now the base point and the destination point. Let's move again. Select the second face. Right-click and enter to finish that selection. Now the base point and the destination point. Let's activate the Move Faces command again. Select this face. Right-click and enter. Base point. Second point. Move again. Last one here, this face. Right-click and enter. Base point, and the second point. And let's press Escape to exit the tool. Okay, let's select and delete the support geometry we'd placed here before. Now I'm going to place 2 cylinders. I'm going to awaken the center of this arc over here. Radius 3.5 units, press Enter. All we need is for it to go through. Now let's copy the cylinder to the other side. Right-click to finish our selection. Select the base point. And the destination point. Right-click and enter to close the tool. Let's activate the Solid Subtract command now. Select our solid. Right-click. Now the objects to remove. And press Enter. Let's apply some fillets now. Let's say radius of 1 unit. Press Enter. Now let's select the edges to fillet. And Enter to accept and apply the fillets. Let's apply one more fillet to this edge. Radius will be 0.5 units. Enter. Now let's right-click and scroll to Loop. We'll use the next option. Let's accept that. And let's bring our solids back in. Activate the Solid Subtract command now. Select the solid, right-click, and the solids to remove. Right-click again. Let's combine our solids now. Next, we'll place a few more fillets. Radius will be 1 unit. Enter. And Enter to apply and close. Activate the fillet command again. Radius 0.5 units. Let's use the loop option this time. Right-click, select loop. And let's select an edge. Take the next option. Accept. Select another edge. Let's accept that loop. Another loop, accept. And let's accept this loop as well. Enter to accept and close the tool. Now we'll use the mirror command. Select the object to mirror and right-click. Now the 3 points of the mirror plane. First point, second point, and point number 3. Delete source objects, no. Lastly here, let's combine these two solids. And we'll switch to realistic view. And here is the result of our work. As you can see, there's many ways to accomplish the same objective in AutoCAD. This concludes exercise 59. In our next lesson, we'll be creating a Geneva wheel.